Holy smokes, how do I start this video? Maybe I do need an opening catchphrase. If you've been around a bit, you'll know that I like dolls with animal features. So of course I had to get my hands on the Past in Sicily blind box dolls when they went up for pre-order on KikaGoods. Because dog boys. You can watch my unboxing video for the set here if you want. When I received the full set, I also got a lot of freebies, including pretty much everything I'd need to make my own boy. I wanted this custom to look like what could feasibly be a sixth doll in the line, but of course he'll be entirely one of a kind. To fit the rest of the series, I made sure my custom boy fit certain criteria shared by each doll. In particular, he needs black and white clothing with gold and or silver detailing, simple black boots, a faux fur tail, and some kind of bonus accessory unique to him. Here's my concept sketch for the design, which, you'll notice later, will not be 100% accurate to the finished doll. My concept art is more akin to the Pirates Code, more guidelines than actual rules. Got all that? Good. Let's make a dog boy. As always, I'm starting with his outfit. I'm using the undergarments that came with my set to form a basis for his outfit, which will be inspired by Japanese street fashion. This way, his overall look will complement Marcelo's, who also has a streetwear-inspired look. After bashing out a quick pattern, I started on his pants. They're inspired by this pair of pants I found on Google, where the legs are wider up top but taper to fit snugly below the knee. To be even more extra, I top-stitched the side seams and added little non-functional pockets, just because I could. I used my Cricut to cut these edgy heart designs onto gold vinyl. The graphics are from Canva. Weeding them out took a comically long time, and I ironed them onto my pattern pieces once the pants were all put together, but not completely sewn up. I also used embroidery thread to make phony baloney drawstrings, as well as seed beads to imitate rivets and the aglets on the end of the drawstrings. This went flawlessly, no problems at all. Nope. Oh no, it doesn't fit! Once I swapped to a smaller needle, adding the beads went much better. Gentle tugs for security. Once I cinched the legs, I started adding pearl half beads and some tiny notions to further zhuzh up the pants. Once those were done, I started on his big furry coat, similar to Luciano's fur stole. Nothing too fancy, I bashed out a quick pattern here too. It's basically a tiny version of Bod's coat. I did add a quasi-lining to the coat to match the sleeve cuffs, and to make it just that little bit more extra. Marcello's tiny jacket has a lining, so this boy needed one too. Once the body and sleeves were zipped together, I stitched this gold chain along the front for that extra drip. Do people still say drip? I'm still cool, right? Right? As a finishing touch, he'll wear these little Barbie boots. Lucky for me, these fit him perfectly. And also lucky for the other boys, because if they didn't, someone was gonna have to share their shoes with the new guy. I'm using this warm gray faux fur in my hoard for his tail later, so his hair and ear color needs to match. As before, his hair and ears will be composed of the blanks I received with the full set of dolls. His hair pieces are extras from Michaela, and his ears are extras from Marcello. In what was either an uncharacteristic stroke of confidence, or simply a YOLO moment, I decided to paint these parts with my airbrush. Unusually, this went quite well. I did have to faff around with my paint consistency for a bit to start, but once I hit the sweet spot, the hair and ears came together super well. Once they were covered, I gave them some light shading with black pastels before sealing them with Mr. Super Clear. I also added some tiny magnets so the ears could sit on the head. I got these at my local hobby store. Now for the part I have been both dreading and procrastinating on. The face. So, this faceplate is tiny. Really tiny. Like, I have baby hands, and it fits on my thumb tiny. I used this extra faceplate as reference so he'd match the rest of the group, and got started. I started with a warm red blush under his eyes before moving on to the sketch. I tried using a desktop magnifying glass to help me see better because I'm blind AF, but it was honestly an obstacle. Next time I'll just get one of those jeweler's headsets. I did quick sketches with pencil before adding gouache with the tiniest brush I have. My nail art brushes just felt too cumbersome for this project. Of course, this was not easy. Don't breathe, don't laugh, don't fart, don't do anything except pray, maybe. As far as his expression goes, I wanted him to look sassy and bratty, kind of like a "heck you, mom, it's not a phase." I had a lot of fun with his grumpy eyebrows and pouty mouth. I also tried getting some added precision and super thin lines by using a whisker naturally shed by either Simba or Grundle, but I ended up having better luck with the other brush. I kept the layers to a minimum here because this face-up is so tiny that paint builds up super fast. Once the face was sealed, I started making eyes using the blanks included with the faceplate. I thought brown would be a nice contrast. Once I finished them, I realized that the spare ready-made eyes I had on hand looked much better, so I used those instead. Work smarter, not harder. After using the key included with each doll to adjust the eye position, I could finally call the face done. Now it's just the finishing touches. Just like the rest of the boys, he needs a unique accessory. To fit him with his bratty look, I decided to give him a chain, because he probably needs it to look threatening in any way, shape, or form. Unlike the priest with the Uzi,
I kick ass for the Lord!
I 3D printed about a chain and a half and also painted it with my airbrush while I did the hair. However, I realized that I didn't like the chain, so I swapped it out for a classic baseball bat. But it's also a pretty baseball bat. All files were found on Thingiverse. I printed it in black filament and dry brushed the raised design to make it look pretty and pristine, and added some ribbon around the handle for a little more texture. To be honest, I don't think he's ever taken a swing at anyone, he just uses it to look tough. Or, you might say, he's all bark and no bite.
Boo! You stink!
Last but not least, our dog boy needs a tail. I cut a football head shaped piece of faux fur, folded it over, and ladder stitched it closed. I added a thin wire inside to give it some posability like the other boys' tails have. Easy squeezy. And with that, our dog boy is ready for his debut. All the other boys have lovely Italian names, and our boy shall be no different. Say hello to Giacomo. Giacomo is by far the smallest doll I've ever worked on, and while this project came with its own unique challenges, I had a lot of fun with this one. I love his outfit and his petulant little face. I think he complements the rest of the set really nicely. What do you think of Giacomo? Do you think he's really as tough as he looks, or is he just a softie in disguise? Let me know down in the comments. I've got some big projects coming out over the next few months, including the start of a new doll series, so don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you can enjoy those when they go live. Thanks again for watching, my dudes, and I'll see you next time.